Aloha, everybody, and welcome again to a time of prayer and reflections that hopefully are relevant to your life and not just some of these pie of the sky, high religion ideas that go in one ear and out the other. Because sometimes it happens. Get overwhelmed with church chat, churchanese, and it's hard to sometimes define things. During this time in America, on the mainland and here in Hawaii, we're going through some really rough patches. Basically, number one, and most importantly, is because of the virus. And secondly, we have the elections and a whole different time of people and freedoms of violence and name calling and fear. Fear of this guy and fear of that guy. Fear of, will I be here tomorrow? Fear of, do I want to be here tomorrow? Fear of, will there be a tomorrow worth looking forward to? So it looks like we've come to a time where it's time to pray. A time to pray together. As Christians, but especially you and as me, I am a Catholic. I am a Roman Catholic Christian in America, which is different than a Roman Catholic Christian in South America, believe it or not. It's not all uniform in how we adapt priorities and changes. It's different from one another. And that's okay. Fragilities, fragile, vulnerabilities, all these things are coming to surface that arouses in us angst or hatred or anger that is not necessary, that is exhausting, and frankly, achieves nothing. So, what are we as Catholics supposed to do? Well, since we're focusing on elect, I would like us all to remember that God chose you and me. God elects us. We are His elect. And as we hear candidates for election and what they propose to do in the office of that which they are running for, what is our responsibilities, not in the office, but in the nature of being created in the image and likeness of goodness of God, and of us choosing to be His elect, just as much as He has chosen to be ours, and sustains us through that. He has His role to play, we have our role to play. You hopefully will benefit from that when in fact you are down and out. So, in all the confusion, in all the conflict, our dispositions are hungry. Our dispositions are obvious. Our dispositions are in need to receive comfort and guidance and nourishment. So, I went to the U.S. Bishops' Conference website during this time of solidarity that we seek, a oneness, a togetherness, a mutual respect, a care that must be there, not a fear of one another. So we will pray for the next 7 or 8 days, a prayer from us as God's Catholic elect from the U.S. bishops. And the first thing we're asked to reflect upon are, what do we pray for? We pray for all who have contracted the coronavirus. We pray for their care and their healing. We pray for those who are sick in hospitals and cannot be visited, and for the visitors who fear for their loved ones in sickness. We pray for an openness to others by tolerating the inconvenience of wearing a mask, not going out and partying, etc. Being aware that we can spread a virus to others. And that is our main reason for being careful. We pray for a cure, a vaccination, proper, accessible way for all peoples, especially our aged, especially our vulnerable and sick, to be cured or vaccinated. That all those things in our life that have been affected by the coronavirus, yes, loss of jobs, loss of work, loss of freedoms, loss of groups, loss of community, lots of gatherings, lots of lives, lots of health. We pray that we may be attentive and be God's healing to that we may grow in awareness of all the effects of this virus, that we may be present to others in this virus, especially our caregivers, especially those who are working, cleaning in the hospitals day after day after day. We pray again for all those and all those things affected by the coronavirus. May we stop and pause how we can provide care and healing as Christ's disciples.